Welcome to Read Your Comics. Today I am looking at Meteor Man #1. Alright, we got another 1993 comic here. I know everybody that has been with my channel for a while loves these videos, so, why not dive a little deeper? This is not one of the top sellers at all, and the only reason I'm even covering this is because when I was reading Nightfall and the Death Return of Superman with the kids, there were ads for the Meteor Man movie in those books. And they would ask questions like, who is this guy? What character is this? What universe is he from? And, I had to tell them, it was just a movie. It was only made for a movie. The character really only appeared in the movie, aside from some, adaptations and stuff, to my knowledge, at least at the time. Now, I have seen the movie, but it was probably when it was first on video back in 1994. I remember it being funny, but because it was made as a comedy, I kind of felt insulted by it. As a comic fan who took comics very seriously in those years, seeing it superheroes portrayed in that very slapstick comedic way, it bothered me. So, take that for what it's worth. It's been 40 years since I've seen it. I may watch it today and think it's hilarious, but back then I did think it was funny, but at the same time, I didn't love it because of the things I just said. So anyway, I was digging one day at a local show and I ran across this book, and since the kids were asking about it, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab this first issue here, let them see it and experience it, and then maybe we'll watch the movie at some point. So since I have this 1993 theme, I also figured, why not just do an episode of it, see what it's about. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, from what I gathered about this book, it is not an adaptation of the movie. It is a follow-up to the adaptation of the movie, which I think there's an ad or something in here that says the movie was adapted into what sounds like a prestige format kind of book. And then this is like a 6-issue limited series follow-up. This is the ad that was running in, a lot of, at least the DC books of the 90s. I haven't noticed it in the Marvel books of the 93 that I've been, reviewing for this channel, but I'm sure it's in there too. And this is what piqued my kids' curiosity. What is this character? Who is he? So anyway, this book picks up at the end of the movie, which is about this guy who's played by Robert Townsend, who was a pretty big comedian at the time, I would say. And he was a school teacher, and he lived in a neighborhood that was, being accosted by gangs, and this meteor lands that gives him powers. It also gave powers to the gang leader, if I recall correctly. And he dons the super suit to take him on. And these first couple of pages are basically recapping that basic plot of the movie. I don't know any of the names that are associated with the writing or art in this. We got Dwight D. Coy and Bertram B. Hubbard as writers, Robert Walker as penciler, and John Holdridge as inker. I'm not familiar with any of those names, so if you know any other works these guys did, drop a comment, let me know. So here we got him punching. This must have been the big bad guy of the gang leader of the movie, because these 2 pages just explain the whole thing that I just did about him being a teacher, and something happened at the end where I guess he exerted all his powers to beat the other guy that had some power, and it made him lose most of his powers. He still has a little bit, but I guess he used a lot of it up. At the same time, there's this magazine right here that says there's another meteor found. So the Robert Townsend character and a buddy of his are traveling to go to this meteor so he can get more powers back to, I guess, continue being the superhero to protect the neighborhood. We also see our, mysterious, he's not that mysterious. He's like a corporate villain, though. He's a corporate villain who's also wanting to look into this meteor and, use its powers for his own ends. They're at the airport. A lot of crossover between the villain guy and the Robert Townsend character as they go through the airport. Uh, there's nothing too exciting about this art, really, to point out. This confused me, though. These are the uniforms for the Vault, which is like the maximum security supervillain prison for Marvel Comics. So seeing these, and they don't say that anywhere on here, but seeing these outfits made me think, like, were they trying to put this in the Marvel Universe? I don't really know. I guess there were these two characters who also have some kind of like abilities. He has like a phasing ability apparently. I don't know what. Well, she has like a teleportation power, and I don't know if that's like powers they got from a meteor or if these are like suits they're wearing. And they break out. I mean, that's an interesting outfit, but the hood is kind of neat. They break out of this transport, this what looks like the vault. The gang ringleader defeated at the end of the movie, and they grab him and teleport away with him, setting up, whatever's going to happen in the rest of this series. Meanwhile, Robert Townsend and his buddy are going to this biosphere that is where the other meteor landed in. So because it landed in this complex, it's property of this company, and they're debating on like, how are they going to get into this place? We're going to have to break in. That kind of goes against what he wants to do as a superhero, but at the same time, they feel like they need him to have the powers. Lots of corporate shenanigans going on here. You got your typical guy with the power ponytail and the suit and tie of the 90s. That was a look. It was a look. And I guess this must be the guy they just rescued, and they're trying to siphon off any power from him. They break in and they're going through the facility, and they decide to split up, and they make a joke about like, whenever you split up in a movie, the black character gets killed, and they make a joke. They're like, well, we're both black, so it's a 50-50 chance that they split up. And then this guy comes out looking, I guess, for him. Not really great perspective art right there happening. I mean, I guess they kind of keep the line straight. It's just very bland for like a hallway. Not much going on. This panel, I don't want to say confused me, but when I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, what are they doing to his nose? I thought they were like hooking his nose or something, but it's his glasses because he gets hit from behind and his glasses go flying off. It's just kind of a weird tangent there with his nostril. So he gets abducted. And then we're back to the Robert Townsend character. He gets stopped too, and here's where he summons what little bit of power he has left to escape. And I guess he runs through a wall because there's some bricks and stuff. Did he run through the guys? Did he run through the wall? Not super clear. Now it is. He ran through a wall, and they're coming through to chase him, and so he's still using his super speed to get away. They're chasing him through here. There's some other jokes in here too about, like, there was a Rodney King joke somewhere. I forget where it was, but it's so of its time, Some of that. Man, he's just breaking through walls, and he gets to the meteor, and he's going to touch it. And Fathoom. So I guess he's going to get his powers back in the next, like full powers back in the next issue. So, and then here's the ad at the end saying that the movie actually comes out in March, but in February, or the adaptation is in February, and the 6-issue limited series beginning in March too. So the movie adaptation came out a month before the movie. The movie adaptation came out a month before the movie, and then there's the 6-issue limited series. I do not plan on getting the rest of this. Oh, that was what was making the sound. I do not plan on getting the rest of this series. I haven't really handed it over to the kids yet. Once I hand this book over to them, I don't see them loving this. I mean, if they read it and they think it's awesome and want me to find the rest, I will keep my eye out for it. Unless they're readily available, though, their attention for it will probably be gone by the time I find the other issues. And nothing in this made me want to like read the rest of the series. Although I do kind of want to watch the movie again. So maybe I'll do that and do a little movie review with the kids. Probably not on the channel, but on my Instagram stories is kind of where I do stuff like that. So that's all I got. Meteor Man #1 limited series. Until next time, read your comics.